George.
It always shows Debbie's name. Debbie, is that you or no? I can't hear you. 708-369-1153.
They have to enter a password in order to join the meeting, right?
Right, yeah. Okay, let's see. Let me put it in my phone and see if I have the number programmed. They may not be able to hear us, is what I'm thinking. Keypad, let's see, 708-369. Oh, Dave, is that you? Oh, Dave, that's Dave's sound. Okay, usually your sound doesn't pop up, Dave. Okay, that's odd. It normally doesn't show your phone on there when you log in on your phone.
Well, I'm using my tablet right now.
Ah, okay, cool.
Because my computer, I have a Dell, and my cord blew up on me the other day. I had to order it, so I have the tablet. So because of the tablet, it's probably showing my cell phone. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my.
Yeah. So here I am. How's everyone doing? I'm always late. I just made it. It's 2:00. So.
Good. I've been on all morning. I had a thing at 11 that was a Zoom cut, and then I had another one, and that ended at 2, so I hopped on a few minutes. I hopped off earlier to get on this.
Nice. Yeah, I did some shopping today, and somebody thought I was robbing them. They thought I was Jesse James. I said, no, I'm just protecting myself and you. So, because I did some shopping, and everyone's got the mask on for our protection. So I did the shopping thing, and it was rather interesting.
I couldn't believe the long line at the liquor store last night. I wasn't going.
I know.
I was driving up Calumet Avenue, and it was probably 4 blocks in both directions for the curbside.
They only let a certain amount of people in the stores now.
They don't let any now. It's curbside. It's curbside pickup. You call, you pay, and they bring it out.
Oh, that's for the liquor. Yeah, I'm talking the grocery stores.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I went to Jewel Food for Less, but I got there early, and as I was leaving, they only let a certain amount of people in the stores.
They can only let 20, I think, depending on the square footage. Costco's that way. But these liquor stores, as of 2 nights ago, they're lined up for blocks, blocking traffic.
I know. No, I know that, man. And here in Chicago, I think they shut them down at 9 o'clock. So, yeah.
Where's our host?
She went to see the Easter Bunny.
No, where's her? I don't see her screen.
I don't either. Maybe she kicked herself. She says,
hey guys,
trying to get back on. She's trying to get back on. She lost connection. So we'll just have to do the meeting without her.
Well, you know what? I think you should do it there.
Oh, I think you should, since you said it.
No, you're the co, and I think you do a very good job. So we nominate you.
Okay.
I can't tell who's
Look at
talking.
that. She leaves for a couple minutes, and I turn on her like this. I'm terrible.
I know, right? So, okay, who did yesterday's homework? Did you guys like messing with that?
You know what? I'm still trying to figure it out on my phone.
Oh my gosh, that was so fun.
I have to do it tonight, I know.
Since you're the expert here, Marie.
I'm not the expert, but go ahead.
But you go on to yaytext.com, I did, and then you copy it and paste it.
What you do is you write what you want. Did you write what you want? Then you just go down and find the one that you want to use, and then click on, since it's on your phone, click on it where it says copy it, and it'll say copied. If it's going to copy it, it'll say copied.
Yes.
And then you can go back to your text and put your finger on it and then hold it, and it'll say paste.
Is that the same procedure with a tablet?
Well, yeah, but then it says what it says. Hello, texting my old friend. I don't want, if you want
no, you know why? Because you didn't type in there what you wanted it to say.
But how do you do that?
You just have to click on that, and if that word stays on, just arrow back to be able to do it. And then put what you want in there.
I can't do it on my phone. I'm trying.
Hey guys, sorry I lost you.
That's okay. We were just going to keep going.
Okay.
Barbara, I replaced you, Barbara. I'm sorry I turned on you after 2 minutes. Maria.
I can't believe you. No, thank you guys. It did let you stay on even when I got shut down
Yep.
now? Good.
Yeah.
Good to know. Perfect. Thank you, Marie, for running it for me while I was
Thank you,
gone
Marie.
then.
I don't
You're
want to
welcome.
Marie. I'll get it right, Marie. All right.
Thank
Marie's
you.
my double. She's my stunt double.
I know she's good. She's good.
All right. Welcome to those of you who have jumped on since I was lost. It looks like that was Tim, John, Kathy. Okay, perfect. And then Alan returned. He was gone when I said hello to everybody.
What is today's topic, Barbara?
Well, we are jumping into that right now. Give me 1 second. I'm going to click record and then we'll get started.
I'm getting used to a tablet now. I that's why I'm changing here because of the computer. I got to wait a couple of days till I get that connection.
Okay. All right, here we go. Ricky G said 3 hours in the Easter Bunny suit with Tim waving at kids this morning at Crown Point. Oh yeah, you guys, I remember Tim was telling me you guys were doing that. Great job, guys. After this is over, I'd love to hear how it went. All right, let's jump in and get started. We're a few minutes behind. Welcome to today's class. Today's topic is your booking site. So that you guys can learn to book appointments without having to go back and forth of, hey, does Tuesday at 3 p.m. work for you? No, how about Thursday at 9 a.m.? No, how about Saturday at 6 a.m.? Or, you know, if you've ever had that where you go back and forth with somebody for so long and you just can't seem to find a time that works for you, or if you've ever felt like you would like people to be able to book on your calendar without having to reach out to you first, right? This is a perfect option for that. So you could have the opportunity for people to book a free call with you, a Zoom call with you, a paid call with you, any of these combinations. It could be an in-person meeting, a phone call, a video conference. And you set it up to be the way you want to meet, and then people meet you in your preferred way, which is really cool. Before coronavirus happened, this was a way that people could book time with me for like, you know, when I do my network stacking that I told you guys about before, where I would take 1 day a week and just meet with everyone in person, face to face, that wanted to meet with me. And I still use this for some booking things as well. And today I'll show you an example of one. But there are lots of programs out there that you guys could use. Calendly is one. I use You Can Book Me. I've done research on a bunch of the different ones that you could use. I know a lot of my friends in the business world use and prefer Calendly. I think that one's calend.ly. I looked at that. I will tell you guys, it's been probably 6 or 7 years since I looked at the different booking calendars. And when I looked at all the different available options, the one that I'm showing you today was the best one for my particular needs at that time. Everybody has different needs. So if you're just looking for them to be able to book on a calendar, probably anything will work. But I wanted them to also be able to pay me when they book. I wanted them to be able to fill out a form when they booked. I wanted to be able to put an image of myself on the booking form and
Attach pictures.
They can't attach pictures on this one.
Okay.
But yeah, there were things that I wanted, and I don't know that any of them actually could do a booking form where you could attach pictures. But again, when I looked at this many years ago, this is the site I chose, and this is the one I've been using since then. I imagine that a lot of them probably have these same capabilities nowadays. Back then, many of them didn't. But nowadays, I'm guessing that any booking site that you decide to go to is going to have a lot of these same options. So if you already are using a certain site, you don't have to change what you're using to use this one, but you might learn something new that you can do on your current site, even through what I'll show you today with this site. Okay. And then you want to, before you choose one, what you'll work with, you want to make sure you know what your needs are. And then you could go looking for the platform that has those opportunities. For instance, if I was just looking over in the chat, I thought there was a new thing, but Rick, I like how you did the Easter Bunny on the end of your chat there. So when you're choosing what works for you, make sure that you know what you actually need. If you need to be able to hook up a Google Calendar, for instance, make sure that whichever calendar platform that you set up links with Google. I'm pretty sure most of them do these days. If they don't, that's probably crazy. But if you need to be able to have multiple calendars linked to it, make sure that whatever platform you choose has that option. Everybody's not going to need the same thing. So I'm not really going to go through every option that you might want to consider. But if you are not sure if you know everything you need, feel free to book one of those times with me on my Zoom meetings and we could go over that for you. So what I'm going to do now is I will share my screen and I'm going to go to the site that I use. This is the one I usually set my clients up on as well, because of course, like I said, if it's what I found to be the best for me, I want to give my clients what would be the best as well. And if there's ever a time when this doesn't work for them, or if they have one that they already use, then of course I do that. But most times this is what I set my clients on as well. So if you type in youcanbook.me in your browser, so it's not .com, it's .me, youcanbook.me, and click on it. And this is your online scheduling platform. You can go through any of this stuff you want on your own time. I'm not going to go too much into it because not everybody's going to use this specific platform, but just so you know, if you want to, sorry, I'm trying to move you guys. If you guys want, did I lose you? Oh no, there you are. Sorry, you guys disappeared off my screen. All right, so if you want to be able to look at all these different things like the features and all that, you're able to, but I'm going to walk you through most of them through my own account. So I'm going to click on login, but when you guys first come here to set up your account, you're going to want to click sign up first. Actually, I'll click that just to show you how simple it is, right? You start with, I think it asks for maybe your name and email first. And well, it starts with, it looks like your email. I recommend you sign up with your email if you can, in case you start working with somebody else like a virtual assistant. It's easier for them to log in through your email rather than through one of your other accounts. So this is the way I recommend setting up, but you really could do it however you're most comfortable. All right, and then it will ask you a few things. You do get a 14-day free trial on the Express, like the paid version, but most of you guys won't need the paid version. In fact, I don't know if any of you will, and we'll go through that as I show you how it looks. So let me log into my account. I am on, oh, no, I'm on Barbara. This one, nope, that's not the one I'm using. Barbara at fuseempire.com. Okay. Oh, give me just a sec, guys. All right, so as you see, when we first log in here, when we're first logged in, this is our dashboard. Right here, it says all booking pages. I currently have only one booking page, and I'm going to create one today to show you guys how it's done. Okay, so the booking page that you see right here is my online presence analysis, which I'm actually launching that. Actually, I think it's today. Yeah, I think it's today that launches. It goes out. You'll see posts on social media about it. But basically what that is that I'm offering people the opportunity for me to look at your online presence and tell you how you're showing up to the world. You know, if you're showing up in a great way, in a way that's confusing, in a way that you actually could improve on and stuff like that. So I look through all of your online presence, your website, your social media, even some of the stuff that you may not think that Google will find, and your images and stuff like that. And then I do a 30-minute strategy call with you where I give you tips on how to better your online presence. Okay, so so that's what this one is. And as you can see, the link for that is barbaracarr.youcanbook.me. So before I show you how to create a booking page, I want to show you what one looks like. So I can actually click on this link here, and it will take me to, if I'm scheduling people, if I want people to come schedule time with me, I give them this link right here. Now, you can also create a link on your own website that links directly here. So like I could have, I just recently bought the domain bookbarbaracarr.com. I could technically link that domain to this page right here if I wanted to. I don't think I'm going to do that, but it just came to my mind as I was telling you guys that. So that's one option that you could have. So up at the top here, you could put a picture here, you could put a logo here, whatever makes sense. And then you have the option to do your name. You could put your name here or the appointment that the person's making, or both, like I did. I opted to choose both. And then you can put the instructions here. So instructions do come up automatically, like default. I think it just says click on any time to make a booking, but then you can add to it. So I added this to what was already there. You don't have to add to it if that's enough for you. Now, what happens is on this calendar, it shows the times that I am available, and on mine, I chose that it needs to be 48 hours in advance. Now, you guys will notice I actually just put this one up yesterday so that I could show it to you guys today. But you'll notice that like my 2 o'clocks aren't blocked out here yet, because since COVID has been going on, I've been using my paper calendar more than my virtual calendar. And so I want to make sure to update this before people start scheduling things. So if you are watching this and you're thinking, hey, I want to schedule one of those online presence analysis with Barbara, then I ask you to give me at least until this afternoon so that I can update my calendar after this call. I see that we have something in the chat, but it's not letting me click on the chat. There it is. Oh, kudos, Ricky. Oh, you guys are just giving each other love. That's okay. Good. All right. So then if somebody chooses one of these times, let's say they choose the 15th at 10 a.m. They click on it, and it will ask them the questions that I've set up for them to answer. So it shows, here's the time. It shows that it's in Central Time in case somebody's booking from somewhere else. It asks for your name, your first name, your last name, email, company, city and state, industry, and phone number. Now you'll notice that I made these things required because these are the data that I track right now to find out where people are coming from. This is the data that I'm tracking. And so that's why I want these things required in order to book a call with me. Now, you guys will notice the price of this is only $20. People pay me $250 an hour to have a Pick Barbara's Brain session. And this is a 30-minute call with me for $20. It's very, very valuable and very inexpensive right now. So I'd recommend if you're not sure how you're showing up online, that you take the time to do this, because even if you don't decide to ever let me help you build your online presence, I'm going to give you a massive amount of valuable tips on how you can improve your social media and your online presence all by yourself, even without anybody's help. And then it asks them for their payment details right here. And then it makes sure that they're not a robot, and then you confirm booking. Now, when they confirm their booking, as you will see, they've picked their time, they've filled out all the data that I want to know, and they've already paid their bill, right? That's pretty nice to have all that taken care of before ever having to put any work into something, right? Because otherwise, I may spend hours researching somebody's online presence, and then they may not show up for our 30-minute call, and that could have been a big waste of my time, right? So that's why I can't offer this for free. I put it for low enough that people can afford it, but still enough that they've got skin in the game, so they're serious about this. Dwight, you have a question?
Yeah, if I was to use this platform, is there a way that I could like, it says location, if they confirm booking on this and say that they're 150 miles away from me, most people are going to want to see me, at their place to show me what it is that they want. So like if I'm consulting with somebody because they want a deck added to their house, it's best for me to be on site, look at what they're talking about so I can see all of the troubleshooting, uh, things that I need to look at while I'm there. And that by itself, I typically do for free, but I need to stop doing that because some people call me out to go an hour away and then it doesn't produce anything for me. And I've spent my money in gas and my time to be far away from home. So is there a way to like limit the location that people can book you?
Yeah, so before when I was doing this, I was actually, I put up here in this in the directions here, that every meeting that is scheduled on here will be at Jelly's Pancake House. Right. And like that, and I only like that was the only place I met. If you have an office, you could put that here. Every meeting will be at my office right here unless you specify otherwise. And I also had that option unless you specify otherwise. But what you could do, Dwight, right now is you could do similar to what I've just helped Phyllis set up with hers. She's doing e-design. Typically she needs to be in somebody's house too to help them, but right now she's not. She's actually doing doing something new where it's like, show me your space on video and in pictures. Let's have a conversation about it first, right? And so that can help you weed out if it's even worth your time. Have somebody video conference you either through Zoom or something like that, where they can show you their space, give you their ideas, you give them some ideas, you guys go back and forth, have a conversation, and then you find out if it's even worth taking the next step to going out there. And if you do happen to go out there, then make it some kind of deposit that like a travel fee. Like I charge so-and-so for a travel fee, but if you end up working with me, that goes towards your bill. If they don't end up working with you, then they just paid for you to come out and give them advice, which you should charge for.
I really like that idea. That sounds like a way to go.
All right, thank you. Good. Good. All right, so as you guys can see, the booking form, and I've also added, you see up here at the top, this orange color, that is the orange that is in my logo and in my branding, right? So I was able to add my own color in here. And so you guys make sure to do that as well. Brand your page to look like you. Same thing with here. If you look around here, the boxes light up as my color. These could be any color that you choose. I think Phyllis's, we might have hers as red. I don't remember. Let me look. Phyllis, what, no, I think it was Design Tech. Design Tech. You can book.me. I think that was the link to Phyllis's for her e-design. You guys could schedule a time for her to do virtual e-design with you. Oh, hers is just the default one. I will change that, Phyllis, because we should change yours to the red that's in your color, the maroon red. Okay, perfect. So as you guys can see, you could set up more other ones. So I'll click on create a booking page and I'll walk you through how I set that up. So after I've done this, then I just.
We're losing connection with you, Barbara. We can't hear you.
You tend to be freezing up. Oh. Yeah, frozen.
So how about them Bears, huh?
We'll see.
I'm not even a sports fan, honestly. I'm just trying to be silly.
I know, it's funny.
So I wonder if it's easy to do that. She makes it look so easy.
Actually, I love it. She set it up for me. I love it.
But is it easy to do?
Imagine once it's all set up, it would be.
Oh, you're muted still, Barb.
Should be able to tell us.
Thank you, John. All right, sorry, you guys. I lost you guys and you guys kept going. I appreciate you guys for not giving up on me when I just disappear on you. All right, so let me continue sharing my screen. For some reason that shuts off when I shut off, I guess.
Funny.
Okay.
Good to have you back, Barbara.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know why this is taking so long, and I don't know why my internet seems to be so unstable today. All right. Let's see. Let me go back.
It's coronavirus. It's
right. My computer's infected.
No.
My account. All right. So then it started this one, Fuse Empire. Let me click on that.
My Zoom meeting still shows that we're live. So even if it's kicked you off, apparently we're still running live on whatever networks you are presenting this, right?
Yeah, it does look like it keeps running even when I get lost. All right. So yeah, that's another reason I appreciate you guys keep going, because you know there's people possibly watching. All right. On this page here, you guys, the very first part on, let's look on the left-hand side. These are your tabs. We'll go through each of those. And just a reminder that if you happen to have any background noise, just mute yourself. Okay. So let's go ahead and go through here. On the left-hand side, the first tab is general. This is a very simple tab. The first one, remember where my picture was, my headshot? That's this right here. So let me click on this. And we'll choose a file. And this time I'll choose my logo instead of my face. So I'll come over here. Let's go to Fuse Empire. I want this one. Okay. You guys will notice down at the bottom here where it shows all changes saved. The save button is down here too, but it saves by itself about every 5 seconds. So if you happen to like get lost, like, you know, it shuts off or anything like that, it is saving. All right, so then up here, booking page title, Fuse Empire, right? You can name this anything you want. This is where I put Barbara Carr, online presence analysis. That was where I put the title. So let's just leave Fused Empire as one right now. Now here where it says booking page, hold on one moment, please. Hey, can somebody let Buddy out, please? Haley? Haley? Can you, oh, babe? Okay, can somebody let Buddy out, please? I'm trying to do my call. Thank you. Out? Yeah, he wants out. All the people in this house. Thank you, Haley. I appreciate you. All right, so then right here where it says booking page link, this is where you can put and on mine I had put Barbara Carr, right? So barbaracarr.uk, because at the end here, this is where you see the rest of the link. So this is what goes before the you can book.me. All right. On Phyllis's, I put Design Tech. That's her business name. On here, let's just do Fuse Empire. Now, you can't do capital letters, but you can actually, when you share it with people, if it's easier for you to share it with capitals, then it's okay to do that, because whether they use a capital or not, it's going to go to the same place. And as you can see, as I design this over here on the right, it's showing me what it's going to look like. I put the logo in there, I put my name in here. Right here is where I can add more to the instructions if I want. So Dwight, this is where you could say something like, this is a virtual phone call, period, to determine if we are able to help you with your project needs. Right, and as you come off of that, then it will update over here on the right side. See, so you could type in there whatever makes sense to you. Now, you guys, the paid version, see how right here there's a little spot that says paid? Anything that you can only use in the paid version will have that little paid spot. So this is password protect your booking page. I don't see any reason to do that unless you're only doing like in-house bookings or something like that. But if you want to do that, you have to actually pay, right? So that's an example of if you want the premium. Everything that I do and that I have done for Phyllis, all that's available in the free version. Okay, so then if over here on the left-hand side, you move down to calendar and teams, I have connected my calendar on bling.kane@gmail.com. Now I want to show you guys, let me find if my calendar's open at all. It's not. So let me go. All right, so let me go into my calendar, and I want to show you guys something, because if you remember barbaracarr.com, no, not .com, barbaracarr.youcanbook.me. If you guys remember, there's nothing blocked off really on this calendar yet. Dwight, it looks like you have a question.
On that paid version that you were just showing, when you walked us through the first time, there was a spot for them to enter their payment information and verify they're not a robot. is there extra security for somebody else? Like if I was to call in, or not call in, but if I was to go to your, my booking page, or you can book me page to set up a time, if I'm going to enter my credit card in there, they got all the protection stamps, Norton and this and that, and, it's all protected that way. But if you're not paying for their, for their premium, how does that protecting their information and your information and transactions between you and them? Are the transactions actually going through youcanbookme.com?
They're actually going through Stripe, which is similar to PayPal. So yes, it is secure through Stripe, which is the third-party app that takes the payments. And Stripe is very similar to PayPal, which is what most people are familiar with.
Do I have to set up an account with Stripe in order to receive the money?
You do, yes. It will take you about 15 minutes to set up a free account with Stripe.
It took me like 2 months to figure out how to do PayPal.
Oh my goodness. Well, you need someone like Barbara in your life then. So give me a call if you need help, because I could walk you through it right over the phone. It's super duper easy. All right, so as you guys can see, my calendar, I haven't blocked anything out yet because during Corona, I've been using my paper calendar that's right here on the desk with me. Before Corona, I used both my paper calendar and my digital calendar simultaneously because I like writing things down, but it worked to have everything digital too, because I could also share that with my family. All right, so on my calendar right now, I'm going to show you, my calendar will very much show you that it has stuff on it, right? And it's not, even though it doesn't show those things blocked out. Now, here's the reason why, because all of these are on different calendars. So these gray things are my brother's business. He owns a photography company. I'm one of his admins. So it has that on there. These blue things are Toastmasters, right? The brown one is a speech. That one, well, my thing is set up to only go 8 to 5. So anything that's on my calendar after 5 won't show up, but that brown one would have showed up. The only calendar that I have linked, as you can see over here on the left side, I have a whole lot of calendars right here. The only one that is linked to this is this one that is brown, which is just calendar. So anything that is brown should show up. So the one on the 16th at 2 p.m., that should be blocked out here. Let's see, 16th, 2 p.m., look at that. See, that's blocked out. So on the free version, I believe you can only link one calendar. On the paid version, I could link every one of these calendars if I want to, but all of these aren't stuff of mine, and they aren't stuff that is something that is specific to me not being able to book something. So I don't want to put all of that stuff on there. So whenever I want
Okay, so we're losing her again.
Thought it was my fault because I just raised my hand to ask a question right before it slowed down.
We're losing her again.
It must be the interface between the two programs.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Because she's never had this issue before.
Right, that's why I was thinking.
Well, what two programs? The calendar?
Calendar, Zoom.
Yes.
I wonder. Oh, because we're streaming too, right? So it's calendar, Facebook, and
Yeah,
Zoom.
she's streaming on several different things.
Yeah.
See, maybe that's it. I don't
Has
know.
anyone signed up with this yet? You can book me on the call here.
Just
No.
Phyllis, that I know of.
Nobody's used this yet.
I've not
Phyllis,
used
you're
any
muted.
programs.
I do have it, but Barbara did all the work. I didn't go through the steps.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is it shows here you can sign up with Google, Microsoft, or email. It's either Google or your email. Do you know if you signed up with your
we
email?
signed up with my Gmail and linked it to my Google calendars. And I love it because if I put on my personal calendar taking daughter to the doctor, it just shows me as unavailable during that period, but the world doesn't need to know I'm not with a client, that I'm with my family member. It doesn't tell, it just says when I'm available. It doesn't say why I'm not available. So, if you're looking at my calendar you could think I'm just with another client and therefore it's none of anybody's business. Right.
Yeah, because I'm at the point right now too, is I got so many appointments to do is, this is a good way. I haven't utilized it, but other than writing it down, but now this is a good way to let people know when I'm available and when I'm not available. So yeah, it's very, very good.
It is great.
Phyllis, with all those calendars that she was showing us down the side and how you're talking about it'll block out your times. Is that an option to use like Google Calendar plus another calendar app, or are those different calendars that she's all built in the same location? I guess.
I thought she said though, using that booking that you can only have one.
Right,
With
that's
the
what I
free
thought.
version, if you pay, then you could have them all. That's just something she has separate from that. And
Right.
who knows what she, I mean, with her calendar, she may have a lot.
On my Time Tree app, I've got, I think, 5 different calendars that I've created in that app to keep my my scheduling separate. So like, I was saying the other day, my ex-wife and I use that to coordinate visitation with the children. So she puts in when their school breaks are and when my opportunities are to go visit them for a 4-day weekend and things like that. And then nobody else can see that, but I can invite people to other calendars, for, Bible studies or for concerts and going out for social events. And if I was to add Time Tree to my you
We're
can book,
back.
is that going to stop, or is that going to add all 5 of those calendars, or am I only able to add one of those calendars to You Can Book Me?
Yeah, so thank you for asking that, Dwight. That's actually what I was talking about as I got kicked off. The free version, I believe you only could add one calendar, but you can add all of your calendars, multiple calendars in the paid version.
Yes, we heard that part, but what I'm asking is if I was to add Time Tree, the app that I use, I have 5 calendars in that app.
Okay.
So it's going to block out all of the dates that I have scheduled events. Is that going to block all of them out, or can I only add one of those 5 calendars from Time Tree to?
So I don't know if You Can Book Me is integrated with Time Tree yet. We could look in a moment, but if it's not, what I would recommend you do is link it to Google and make one of the Google here your Time Tree calendar. Then you have to link the one Time Tree calendar, and then that should work. Okay, so here on April 15th at 3 p.m., I'm just putting in a test event right here, and then we shall see how quickly it goes over to You Can Book Me. Did that save yet? Save. I don't know if that's saving. I don't know why it's acting crazy, but let's see. Yeah, I think it was when I lost internet. Let me try to refresh this page.
Yeah, I know, Barbara. Sometimes I feel like that artificial intelligence is taking over.
Right? All right. So what was I doing? 3 p.m. we were going to try here. Here, let's throw this one in at 2.
I was suggesting that the problem on your computer might be the interface between the calendar and the live streaming, trying to work all that together. There might be something connecting
possibly
that, causing a problem.
Yeah, possibly. Thank you. All right, so let's see. So here, look, the 15th was right here, 15th, and I just blocked that out at 2 p.m. So it was almost instantaneously, you guys. When you add something to your computer or to your calendar, it updates pretty much instantaneously. All right, so let's go back here. And then this is where you can choose if you want to put a different calendar or add calendars. You could add teams here. Of course, that's the paid version. Let me see, connect another calendar to your account. Let's see if it lets me. Oh, it is looking like it will let me.
Cool.
I don't know. So you might be able to have a couple. I don't know how many you can connect on the free version. We could go through the features in a moment on the features page, but let's go back a couple. All right. while it loads. There we go. All right, so then if we come back over here to the left side and go to the next tab, which is times and availability, this is where you can choose if you want to have repeating availability, custom availability, right? So you can choose on the paid version, obviously. This is where you could change it every week. Like if maybe, excuse me. Let's say maybe 1 week you want to only have appointments on Tuesdays, the next week only on Fridays. You could change it like that. Or repeating, you could have it anytime between 8 and 5. But of course, this is also blocking out stuff that if there's something on your calendar between these hours, it blocks it out. And as you see, all it does is blocks it out. It doesn't tell you what I'm doing at that time. It just tells you I'm not available at that time. So you could add your nap hours in there. If you want to add a break, I think that's if you like eat lunch from 11 to 12 or something, you don't want to take calls or appointments at that time. Of course, the fixed start date and end date are paid, but on your, there was a spot on here that'll, I think you have to go to edit right here. Edit up by set your working hours. No, that's not where it is. There's somewhere on here where you choose the, it might be this one, where you choose how far in advance they have to do it. Yeah, it's right here. The duration and display. So up at the top, it says, what kind of increments do you want this set as? 1 hour, 30 minutes. And so for mine, I set mine as 30 minutes for the one that I showed you before, because that was a 30-minute strategy call that they were getting. But you could change yours to, let's say if you do a 90-minute session with somebody, like that's what you offer, then you could change it to an hour and a half. And that means every one of these will be plugged as an hour and a half. But if maybe you're not doing the same thing all the time, like consultations might take longer or whatever, you can actually let the booker choose their duration. Okay.
And I just wanted to add that I went with 40 minutes just for consistency, because I'm not sure when Zoom is going to start taking away our free overage for COVID. And if you exceed 40 minutes on Zoom, you typically have to pay.
Right. Okay, Dwight, I think you had your hand up.
But then you answered my question. I wanted to know if I could set it at 15 minutes for like a standard call. You know, hey, you know, what is it you're looking for? I can have a conversation with somebody in 15 minutes. And I don't really want to give anybody a window bigger than 15 minutes until, you know, I know that, you know, because some people want to ask me, you know, if I can do something that's outside of my capacity at the moment. And then I don't want to give them a 30-minute, 40-minute window. And then I'm just going to tell them no.
Right.
15 minutes. No, I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay, that's it. And then, but if you do have something that is something I can do, then talking about the details to get a better understanding can go into 30 minutes or 45 minutes from there. So my meetings can change in length.
Right. So, Dwight, what you might need to do, depending on that, is, so what we did with Phyllis, even though hers is a 30-minute consultation that she's allowing 40 minutes for, on hers, we set this to an hour, just so that when the first one ends at 40 minutes, somebody else's is not booked right away, right after. That way it gives her, even if somebody booked it another one right after, she has 20 minutes between those calls in case she needs to grab a drink or use the restroom or write down some notes or anything like that. So what you could do is you could set it for a 30-minute increment. It doesn't necessarily tell them it's a 30-minute appointment. It just tells them that their appointment starts at 9 a.m. Right? I mean, it will show probably on the confirmation page 9 to 9:30, but if you're done with the call in 15 minutes, you know, then you're done with it in 15 minutes. And especially if this is a free call. You know, if it's a free call you're having with them, they shouldn't complain that they only got 15 minutes and not 30 minutes. So it's going to depend on what your services are. Now, another option you could do, which would take the paid version, it's what's down here. You could add padding before or after a meeting. So you could set it up for 15 minutes, but then add like a 30-minute padding just in case it goes over. But of course, you have to pay for that option, which you could do the same thing really if you just change this to 45 and plan on it being 15. You might even put in your instructions right here that, like, you know, the times are shown as 30-minute time blocks, but some calls could be as little as 15 minutes,
That's
Right.
what I was thinking. I'd put it in the description, to anticipate a 15-minute conversation, and then I'll let you know, if I'll be able to assist you in your project or not.
Right, exactly. Now, the next thing down here is the minimum and maximum booking advance notice. So for me, I put 48-hour notice that I need to have because, there might be some times when I'm not, looking at my calendar. If you have a business that like is an emergency type of thing, like I know, for instance, Angela Johnson, she does like suicide prevention and awareness. She wouldn't want to require 48-hour notice because somebody could really need to talk to her. And I know she takes calls just like right on the spur of the moment. If someone calls her and needs her, she's there. But so for something like this, you need to just take into account what is your industry. Is it something that somebody's like, I might need you quicker? And if they don't necessarily need you quicker, then it's okay for them to have your 48-hour notice. For all they know, when they see your booking form and they see that the 14th is the first day, they probably will just assume that you're booked up all the way until then. Right? They don't have to know that you're actually requiring 48-hour notice. It never actually says that anywhere on here. This is just for your own amount. And then by default, it says that the most advanced they can make it is a year in advance. I've actually never changed that for any reason. I can't imagine any reason why anybody would even book that far out for, for something like that. But so I don't know that one's quite as important. And then down here for when the week starts,
Wedding planning, you book that far in advance.
Well, that is true, but you don't, typically something like this though, this isn't typically how you book wedding stuff.
I thought of something, Barbara. I wonder if I want to move mine to 6 months rather than a year, because when we come out of this Corona thing, I don't want to be I want to go back to my good prices.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want somebody to book me in November when I'm busy and expect it for the price I offered now.
Right. No, send me an email of that, Phyllis. Then, although I will tell you, I've never, ever, 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 ever known anybody to book more than 5 days out on my calendar.
Okay, well then maybe we'll just leave it alone.
Yeah, I can't imagine that somebody will book, because this is most of these things are just like appointments, they're conversations and stuff like that. People typically, when they go to schedule an appointment with you, it's because they're ready to talk to you.
Well,
right?
that's true.
And so they're not going to do it months in advance, which is why I'm not really even sure why that's an option, but it is.
And usually I'm busy in September, but I'm not sure if that'll be the case this year or not.
And then so down here, it's asking you, where do you want the week to start? When they see this, do you want it to start on, like, if you didn't have a 48-hour notice, if you had like a 2-hour notice, do you want this first day right here to be Monday or Sunday, or do you want it to be today? So mine shows as today, even though today's Saturday, but 48-hour notice means that it's Monday. So if you came on here tomorrow, Tuesday would be in this first column. Does that make sense? So I chose today for mine. But you could actually choose for it to start on a certain day to where no matter what day they come on, Monday's the start of the week or Sunday's the start of the week or whatever. Most people choose today when they do these types of calendars. In fact, it's the one that's chosen by default. Okay. And then over here in the left tabs again, we're going to go down to the next one, which is your appointment types. Now, Dwight, here's another option that you could do with what you were saying. This is also a paid version, but this is where you could make multiple different types of appointments. Like you could say a 15-minute call, and then you could do a 30-minute call. You could do a 1-hour call. You could put multiple different options right here if you wanted to.
Now, as I get deeper into that, I might be able to better ascertain if that's a good option for me. But how much is their basic paid program? Do you know?
Let me see. Where did I just go? Okay, hold on. Let me go back here. And then on here, I'll go to. Who's got music playing? Somebody's got music playing. All right, no worries. Okay. All right, so let's go here, pricing. So $10 per calendar per month. Let's see, which is not bad. That's not bad at all.
That sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, that does sound pretty reasonable. That's not bad at all. Any business should be able to afford that even during Corona. All right, so as we're over here, then we'll move down to languages and time zones. Now, time zones is very important for you to make sure that you're keeping track of, especially if it is stuff that you do virtually and not everybody's in your time zone. So I always click automatically detect time zone from my calendar, right? And it all by default will show whatever time zone you're on. And so I also put display booking page time zone and automatically detect the booker's time zone. So what the booker, so like, let's say John Hackett comes on here to book a time with me, and let's say he's in Eastern time, even though I know he's not because he's over in Chicago area. But let's say he's in Eastern time and he's booking with me. What he will see is the Eastern time slots. Like, so he knows he's booking it for his own time. But when the appointment comes to me in my email, that's how you get notified, is via your email. It tells me the time in Central time for me. So we both have our own time zone of the appointment. Okay, it automatically does that for you. And then obviously you choose your language. You can automatically detect the visitor's language if you want. I do usually check that, even though I don't know if anybody's ever viewed this that doesn't speak English, like any of my pages anyway. I don't speak any other language, so I find it hard to believe that I would attract anyone who doesn't speak English, mostly because they probably wouldn't understand me and I wouldn't understand them. I don't know, maybe that time will come, you know, when I've always said I'm going to be the female version of Tony Robbins someday. So when I'm that, maybe I will have fans that don't speak my language. I don't know. Maybe I'll need to learn a new language, but I always click it because I figure it probably can't hurt, right? And maybe, I don't know, maybe it translates it to their language. I have no idea, but I do just always check it just for fun. Now, my business partner is bilingual, so if somebody ever signs up and they're a Spanish speaker, he could speak to them. So over here on the left, I clicked on booking form next. This is where I added my different questions that I wanted to ask. So if you click on add a question, these are your different options. You could have short answer, long answer, and all these different things that you can choose. Okay. And then you put your question here. This is where you ask your question. And then down here, you could have a shorthand code. This is for if you, like if you export the details.
Let me mute this.
Dwight, you had a question?
No, somebody just wanted to say hi to Marie.
Oh my gosh. Hi. I don't know where Marie is. though.
She's on here.
Okay. Sorry about the interruption.
Oh,
That's my landlord. She's related to Marie.
oh, really? Neat. Oh, was Marie there? Did Marie pop on to say hi? Oh, she did. Okay.
I
gonna say, I thought
was,
I
but
saw
I
her
had my
butterflies.
screen covered.
Oh, did she get to see you though? No? Okay, so so as you continue going down this field, then this shorthand code is like if you end up exporting your information into like an Excel doc or anything like that, this is an easy way for you to know what this answer is, because it's going to show you the shorthand code and then the answer. It won't show you the question. And then so if it's like the phone number that you're asking for, you might just write phone right here. Okay. Then you can add text after the answer if you want. So this could be another place where you say something like, this appointment will be at this location, or this appointment may take 15 minutes, even though it's booked for 30. I mean, you could put anything here, or like on some of them I put, I think like, oh.
Are you taking those? Oh, sorry.
That's okay, Phyllis, yelling at us. Okay, so like on one of them, like for instance, when I clicked on industry, I put industry here. I might say down here, I might say, please be as targeted as you can with your industry, right? You don't have to put text after the question, but if you want to, you can. And I'll show you where it pops up. So over here on the right-hand side, see the word please right there, popped up right underneath where I did this.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. And then right at the bottom here, there's a checkbox that is, this is a required field. You can choose what you want to require and not require. So the things that you require, they can't hit confirm booking until they filled out everything that you've marked as required. Okay. Then back over here to after the booking. On the left-hand side here, this is what they get in their email after they've booked with you. Once they confirm their booking, they will get this in their email and also on the confirmation page right after they click it. So this is where I like to put, if this event has an ad, okay, so I like to actually add right up here. For my Zoom calls, I put my Zoom link right here, but I write a nice little message like this appointment is done via Zoom. Please log in here. And then I put that. Yes, Dwight.
Does it automatically fill in where it says F name and start time? Does this app actually fill that in for you?
Yeah, so if you look over here on the right side, this is a sample. So it shows, thanks, John. See right here? Thanks, John. Your appointment is booked for, and then there's the start time. So yeah, it already puts all that in for you. Yep, and then down here where it shows the calendar links, those are right over here. They're just little buttons that the person could click on to add to their calendar.
Question.
Yes.
Does it have the capability, let's say somebody books for next Thursday, to send out a reminder a few, half hour before?
Yep, that is coming up down here in just a little bit, but yes.
Okay, thank you.
Right, you're welcome. So then the next option is payments. So on payments, up at the top, by default, it's turned off, but it is a free option. So you go ahead and click on, and then it will ask you, how much does this appointment cost? Now, remember, this particular calendar is just one type of appointment. If you want to add different types of appointments, you can do that. I think it was under times and availability that you could do the upgrade for the $10 a month to do that. All right, so then you choose, this is where for my online presence audit, I did $20 per slot, right? Or you can make it $0 if this is a free appointment, and then take payment for your bookings via Stripe. If you have this turned off, then it will show them the price, but then you have to send them a separate invoice. So like if you're like, oh, well, I invoiced through PayPal or through this or anything like that, that's just another step that you have to do, you guys. So can you do it? Yes. Should you make your job harder? No. Okay, so you can invoice them different ways if you want to and not do it through Stripe. But if you take the 15 minutes to set Stripe up this one time, that's going to save you a lot of hours in the long run of having to double send them an invoice. Okay. And so I click that, and then it will say save changes. Then when I come back over here to notifications on the left-hand side, Phyllis, this is what you were asking. This shows them that these are all the emails that go out. So after a new booking is made, you get a confirmation email. See, confirmation email sent to you immediately. Confirmation email sent to the booker immediately. If you want to know what this says, you just click on it, and then it will pop up and show you that it shows the email message right here, and it shows the subject right here. Okay, and again, yeah, let me move this over here where it says, see, hi, F name over here on the right, hi, John. It changes that for you, and there's the link. If there's links, it will link it right in here for you. Here's for them to add it to their calendar. Down here it says click here to cancel or click here to reschedule. So, and then if they cancel or reschedule that, I'm gonna go back to the actions because that's the next option. And you can add things to this too. Some of them are paid options, but most of it you could add stuff without it being paid. So then if they reschedule, if a booking gets rescheduled, if it was rescheduled by you, then an email is sent to the booker immediately. If it is rescheduled by the booker, then an email is scheduled to send to you right away, right? So you guys get notified immediately if one of you reschedules. Now, what if the booking gets canceled? Well, as you can see coming down here, if it's by you, it sends out an email to the booker. If it's by the booker, it sends one to you. And let's look at what it says, the cancellation email to the booker. comes in here and it says, sorry, we had to cancel your booking starting at this time. Please schedule an alternative time at this time. You can reword this to sound more like, hey, sorry, we had a scheduling conflict. We need you to please reschedule or something like that. So those are just some of the options. You could make it sound like you, obviously, you don't have to go with the default of what this is. Then there's the reminders before booking. Phyllis, this is what you were asking. By default, the only thing that it sets up is an hour before. It will remind them an hour before. You can add more than that. So an hour before it says, hey, just a quick reminder, here's your booking information. But if you want to add like the day before, which is a fantastic idea, you just click on this plus and you say you want to send an email, an SMS, or a webhook. As you can see, the email is in the paid version. So if you want to notify them any sooner than 1 hour before, you'd have to do the paid version. Now you could also do SMS as long as you captured their phone number. So their phone number on the booking form. And then you also, as you see, you need to have the SMS credits. And so depending on how many you'll use, it would depend on if you want to do the $10 a month or this. But again, $10 a month is not bad. All right, so now that you have that, Phyllis, question. You're muted, Phyllis.
Okay, I got it. I was just wondering, and I might have to set up a second one or it may go into the paid version. But okay, I have this set up right now for a set price. In the past, I have given certificates to realtors for like a free hour in the home consultation. If I wanted to change and give realtors for like a free one with a code that where it asked for their credit card number, they could put in a code and they wouldn't be charged? Or would I have to set up a whole nother calendar for the people who are complimentary?
You know, I actually have never looked into that option. So let me look in their features and see if that is something.
Because anybody who comes to me through the website or referral, they're going to pay this amount. But if a realtor gives it as part of the closing gift, I'm going to give them like a half hour free. And I'd love to be able to switch that from a in-person house call to this.
Right. Okay. So I'm not.
Just a thought.
Yeah, I don't know if you could do that directly through here, but what you can do, let's see. Yeah, I don't know if you could actually do a code, but like you're saying, you might need to set up a second service, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a second. It doesn't necessarily need to be a second account. It could just be a second calendar in here.
Yeah, but they would overlap so that we don't get double booked.
Exactly. Yep.
Because that would be, because I would like to keep track of what's separate, but with those, they would get one free consultation, then they could book more at the paid rate.
Right. Yep. Okay. So yeah, that you and I could talk separately about that.
All right.
So, all right, perfect. So then after you guys finish the appointment, let's say the appointment was Thursday at 10 a.m. Well, then afterwards, you can send an after appointment. By default, it does not give any after appointment or after appointment sends. Now, you could do it a couple ways. Obviously, if you're going to send them an email through this system, it's going to cost to the paid version. But if you add them to your email campaign, after when they book on here, because remember, one of the things is that you can add people to your email list is if they've done business with you, right? And so even though this is a free option, this is doing business with you. And so you could put them in your email list, and then you can send them a follow-up, or you could just manually send them one in Gmail or whatever you use. But I would recommend putting them into a MailChimp list or whatever program you're using, and then just make it automatically after you add them in there that it sends out like a day later or whatever. You can set that in different ways. Dwight, you have your hand up.
I know a lot of people have to go because we're already past 3, but I wanted to ask, it's not so much relevant for me, but if somebody schedules you for a time, it typically places will charge you if you cancel within a certain amount of time. So if you don't give like 24 hours notice that you're freeing up that block of time, you're obligated to pay for that time anyway, or at least a part of that. Is there some way to set that up in here?
Yeah, so you would probably want to put that in the, both on the instructions page and probably on their confirmation page too. This says in order for you, we require 24-hour notice for cancellations, for a refund or something like that. So I would put that in both places and probably in the reminder email too. Okay, so yeah, because it is about time, I'm going to go ahead and just show one more thing and then we'll kind of go off of here. So up in the top right where it says the booking pages, see how right now it's offline? So if somebody went to this fuseempire.youcanbook.me right now, they wouldn't be able to book anything. I have to actually click on this and toggle it to go online. And if for any reason I ever want to turn it off, all I have to do is toggle it again and go offline. All right, so I'm going to keep mine offline because I just set this up as an example for you guys. So your homework, let's see. I thought I had the page up, but that's okay. All right, so your homework was, one moment, it was over in here. Does anyone have any questions right now?
Not really.
Losing everything here. Okay, booking. All right, so you need to set up an account at youcanbook.me or any other place that you decide. The one we just used was youcanbook.me. You set up yourself a free account, upgrade to the paid version when it makes sense for you, and then go through all those settings that we went through and complete the settings to match what you want it to do. Make sure that you link your calendar and then take your live link and share it with people. People aren't just going to find this randomly, you guys. You've got to share it with people for them to book on it. And when you share it, make sure they know what they're booking. So, put some kind of text in there so that they know what they're booking with you. And then, and have a goal to set at least one appointment sometime this week on your booking link. Have somebody go on there and schedule with you. Somebody who maybe you want to have a Zoom meeting with. It could be somebody in this group, but go ahead and schedule. Have somebody come on your booking page to schedule with you. Okay, and then feel free to share your booking link in our group too on the homework assignment in the comments, because people might want to book with you that way. Dwight.
I totally forgot my question.
So my booking link is my website, correct?
Yeah, you could get to yours through your website, Phyllis, but the actual booking link is designtech.youcanbook.me. But yours is through your we've got it through your website. If they click on schedule e-design, it takes them.
Okay. Because I would rather people took a look at the website.
Yeah, so just send them to your website, but maybe make it clear that they could click that red button to schedule an e-design.
Right.
All right, Dwight, you remembered it.
I remember. Is there a like in the directions, would you recommend putting like for Phyllis doing the free video thing, is she going to put her Zoom room number in the place so when they get booked, or is that going to go to them in an email for them to link to have a video conference with her?
Yeah, so I recommend you putting that in the confirmation spot that we went over. So that's where I put mine. That's where I also put Phyllis's. So it's in the confirmation spot. So they don't see that until after they've confirmed their booking, in her case with payment, right? And if yours is a free one, they still won't see that until after they've confirmed the time. All right, any other questions, comments, concerns?
No.
All right. Well, then you guys have your homework. Go get on it. I can't wait to see you guys' booking pages. And let me know if you guys have any issues or need any help, okay? All right. Bye, guys.